Just another minute or so, just give everyone a minute. Yeah. Yeah, if you go around in the middle of the building right there, it's right in the middle, like right around that way. All right, I'll go ahead and get started. How is everybody? Yeah, so many of you, which is exciting, right? Anyone missing winter break already? It was kind of hard to wake up this morning, right? I'm sure I wasn't the only one who had a little bit of a hard time getting up, but it has been a year already, right? Between the winds, the fires, the power outages, TikTok maybe being banned in a few days. My partner's really upset about that, right? It's been a year, so I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we're all here together. Everyone in the right place? Normal psych? Uh, see some familiar faces too, which is great. I love when I get to start out with like 3 names already, so that's exciting. So my name is Elisa Setmire, Abnormal Psych. We're gonna do all the kind of usual stuff today, and some of you who've had me before, I'm sorry for a little bit of repeat. I tend to do the same thing, so I'm sorry for some of you who have to hear it again. But I'll tell you a little bit about myself. We'll go over the class, we'll go over the syllabus. We will do a little getting to know you activity for some early morning candy. Never too early for candy, never. I'll tell you about the book, Canvas. We'll go through just kind of everything that you need to know. I do have a little brief homework assignment for you before next class. I'll take attendance and then we'll call it a day. So kind of all the first day typical kind of stuff. I always like to start out by telling you a little bit about the person that you're staring at. I feel like it's a good way to kind of ease into it. So I'll tell you a little bit about me as we're getting kind of everyone settled, and then we'll go over the syllabus. So in terms of my background in education, I went to a community college down in San Diego. I'm from San Diego area. So Miracosta College, all the way down that little star at the bottom. And then one day I saw a picture of Humboldt State all the way up at the top. I didn't know anything about its reputation for greenery. I went there because the trees, that was the greenery I went for right now. You can believe me or not, it's fine. But I went there for the trees. See, I feel like this kind of supports that, right? I have my trees here. But I have a background in counseling. So I'm actually trained as a marriage and family therapist, but I didn't go all the way through licensure. So I have an master's in counseling psych. I did 1,500 hours before I switched over to teaching. So I have done a lot of therapy. I have a very strong background in that, along with human sexuality, women's studies, gender and multicultural studies, and a couple of other like little minors and things. But that was my education, kind of the 2 polar ends of the state. I did, as I said, practice for like 1,500 or so hours before I switched over to teaching. I've been here for 15 years. I've been teaching here full time, 15 years now. These are all the places I've been. You can see like the one that looks nothing like the others. I did teach in beautiful Southern conservative Colorado for 1 year, where I fit in so wonderfully, and then ran back to California. So I've been here, like I said, at Moorpark for 15 years. It's a really amazing school. I'm full-time and tenured here. I have an office downstairs, so it's really easy to find me, which is convenient. Come on in, come on. Other than that, I think probably more fun and a little more personal. This slide kind of sums me up if you wanted to know a little bit about me. I'm a huge fan of the outdoors. It's been a really bad s'mores year for me though, right? Normally I feel like I have like a really good solid s'mores count. I think about like 12 for the year. I've had 12 in a day once, just once. That's a lot. But I normally like to have quite a few s'mores. I'm a big camper. I love to be outside. I love football. It's kind of starting to wind down, but we get a few playoffs and things before. Anyone else football fans in here? So you're like a little, maybe, right? No? Okay, I'll try not to talk about it too much. I'll lean toward the food then maybe instead. Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. I'm a big fan of it, but I don't know who I'm rooting for anymore. I was a big like Tom Brady fan for a long time. And then when he retired, now I don't know what I'm doing with my life. So I play a lot of fantasy football, and so I have a lot of like players that I follow. I came in second place this year. I lost by like 3 points, but I still have a trophy in my office if you want to come visit it. A few other things. I love escape rooms. They're like my favorite thing in the world. Any fans of escape rooms in here? Oh, a few more, right? More relatable, right? I've done 106 of them. Yeah.
What's your favorite?
My favorite one. That's a tough, I think so. Lab Rat was one that I did that was really memorable because we beat it at the buzzer and it was so involved and you were like a rat. It felt like a psychology thing, which was really fun. But I've done so many, 106, right? I've only failed 3 of them and they haunt me, which I hate it, right? But that's okay. I love movies. I play the guitar. I love to go on cruises. I went on 2 last year. It was a beautiful year. None this year, so I have to look forward to next year, but that's okay. Because cruises, the best part is the food. There's so much food. I love food. I'll just talk about food too much. Sorry about that. I coach a couple of teams. I coach softball and soccer for my kids, which I'll say more about them in a little bit. I love the holidays. I put some shows up here that I love. I've been obsessed with from, and then anything with food, right? Top Chef is like my favorite show because it's all about food. And Naked and Afraid, I like to watch poor people starving and naked in the wilderness while I'm snacking, which is probably not very nice of me, but it's entertaining anyway. I love horror movies and I love coffee and cake, right? The 2 C's in life, coffee and cake, right? So just a little bit about me. I think it's nice for you to know a little bit of who's standing in front of you. Let me see what else. I have 9 children, a lot of children. Look at the shock. Oh, I forgot. And my partner, I'm married, I've been married. She was like, she looked at me last year and she's like, you know, I'm not in your slides. It's like, I'm sorry. I'll add you right now, right? So I am married. We've been married for like 21 years this year, long time. And we have 9 children. Here are 6 of them. Right? Yeah, right. 9. I wouldn't have any hair if I had 9 children. None. I don't have that much anyway, but I'd have none. But here are 6. So also I do have 1 dog and then 5 cats. So Rolly, my fat cat, I love this cat, though he's terrified of men. It's the weirdest thing. Anytime a man comes, he had like trauma at some point. I don't know. But he's afraid of men. Noodle, he's only 1. He's the youngest. He's so tiny. Binks, we got right on Halloween. Whiskey or Whiskers, Tennessee. And then Squash, who was going to be named Water Bottle. I was going to let my kids name her, but we went with Squash instead, much better. But 6 of my pets, children. And then I do also have 3 2-legged children. My oldest, Kaya, who is obsessed with Sonic the Hedgehog right now, right? Yeah, big fan. My children are all so obsessed with Sonic and Squid Games. I have watched Squid Games like 17 times. Like I know all these people by heart. It's a little much, but and I hear the song like everywhere I go. That's all I hear in my house to like this the whole like Squid Games. But Kaya, she plays softball. My oldest, she's 12 going on like 17 at the moment. I have twins that are 10. So this is Emma. She's 1 minute older. That matters, right? Quite a bit, right? And then her younger sister, Paisley, who has my love of food, right? Everywhere we go, she's like, what are we eating? Like, I know you're my child, right? Got her donut. But Paisley, my younger twin, and they're not super relevant to this class, but you have no choice but to stare at them. So I'm sharing them with you because they're my kids. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. And then obviously let's go over the syllabus and what actually brought you here. But I always like to just start off with that. It's kind of a nice way into it. And then I should have one of these for each of you. And hold on to this, but it's gonna be something you probably want to reference throughout the semester. Did everyone get one? Okay, so I'm not going to go over every little detail of this, but I obviously want to make sure that you know what to expect, what we're going to cover, what you need, all that kind of stuff. And I'll leave Paisley up. She's smiling with her donut. I want that donut. It looks delicious. I also have a bad habit of just saying whatever comes into my mind. Hopefully you find it endearing, right? But it's okay. We'll see. So again, abnormal psych, you found where we are, you're here, that's fantastic, great start. Hopefully you all were getting my messages that I sent out on Canvas. I'll say a little more about that later, just in case. As I mentioned, my name is Elisa Setmire. And I know that's not the easiest first name, but you are welcome to call me Elisa if you want to. Most people call me Setmire or Professor Setmire. Dr. Setmire is a lie, but I'll smile at you if you say it. Like, I don't have a doctorate, but it's okay. If you mess up on that, I won't be mad at you. But most people just call me Setmire or Professor Setmire. I have an office that's right below us, right? It's the one with the big football field in the window. So I do have some office hours. I'm here a lot. If you want to come meet with me, let me know. We can make an appointment. I gave you my email and my phone number. My email is way better than my phone number. Okay, I check my email constantly. I'll be honest, I will ignore my phone when it rings. I know I'm not the only one who does that, right? But I'll be sitting there and it'll ring and I'll be like, that's okay, right? They'll leave a message if it's important. So please email me, right? If you need something, email me. I'll get back to you quickly. I'm really good about that. I have a little like description here about myself. I told you plenty already, but I have my picture with 9 churros from Disneyland. It's like a small home loan right there, right? 9 churros at Disneyland's like $60, but that was one for everybody. They weren't all for me, I promise, right? One for everyone in the group. Sure. You're like, I don't believe it. I can eat 9, but so here's a little bit about myself. Again, just reminders about what you can call me and the best way to get a hold of me. There's some information about how to get a hold of the dean and the department chair should you need it. And then a little description, right? And we'll talk about this a little bit more when we get into our lecture next week. But we're going to look at all the topics in abnormal psych, right? So we'll look at kind of how do we set the stage, what is normal versus abnormal, the different models of abnormality, how do we assess, and then the rest of the semester is all the different disorders. Anyone in here thinking of majoring in psychology? I won't hold you to it. Oh, look at all of you. You already are?
Yeah.
You're like, I'm already committed, right? I like it. But we'll look at all the kind of main topics for abnormal psych. And I have to tell you, this class is probably, like I have 2 favorites. This one in human sexuality, which I teach next. But this one has a special spot in my heart because it was the class that made me fall in love with psychology. I took intro psych and I hated it. It was at 8 in the morning with a new professor. It was so boring. And I was like, forget it, I'm gonna change majors. I gave it one more shot, which was this class, and I loved it. All the disorders are so interesting, right? So this class to me has kind of that special place. You can flip over to the next page here. All right, so some course objectives, which I'll let you look over on your own. And then as far as the book goes, so I have some information, I put it in the slides. It's also here in the syllabus with a little QR code to get you there easily. But you will need a book for this class. Now, the one that I'm using is this one. There's actually an even newer edition, but I refuse to update unless it's necessary because it just costs more money for all of you, and I don't want to do that to you. So this is the book. It looks like this. So that's the one that I'm using if you can afford it. If not, you can use the older edition, and that's fine. So it's still the DSM-5, so it'll work. Not everything will match up perfectly, but it's close enough that you won't struggle. And I saw it online for like $6 because at this point it's 2 editions old. So if you can afford it, this is the best one. It's the newest one. It's the one I'm using, but that one will also work. And it's like dirt cheap. Yeah,
I found the newest one on Books for also $6.
that's amazing, right? So do some research. Did anyone else find it online? You're like, I don't want to admit what I paid for it now after that, right? But did anyone else find it?
Thrift books are also penguins. They're like thrift store books.
Okay, great. $6. That's phenomenal. Anyone else find it? You can rent it, you can buy it. I know they have it at the bookstore, but shop around, right? Make sure you find the best place to purchase it. Obviously, there's some really great options online. So if you can get one of these as soon as possible, ideally you're reading the book, right, as we're going along. There will be some times where I don't cover everything, right? I might have some days where it's a little more flipped and you're in charge of reading and maybe we watch a film or we do some activities that cover the topic instead of like traditional lectures. So make sure you get one of these. Again, either will work. I have some apps and things that I would also recommend that you download, and I'll get to those in a moment. There's one more thing, and this is optional, but I just finished this. I'm kind of proud of myself on this, but I wrote a book and I just got it published, right? Literally last week, they sent me the first one. So I've been working on this for 3 years, so I'm very excited about it. But I wrote a book about self-care and mindfulness, and I will be offering like a 20-point extra credit opportunity with it. You can buy the ebook. The ebook is way cheaper. I don't know why print books are so expensive, but the ebooks, I think it's $18 or $20. And so I'll remind you about this later, but later in the semester, I am going to offer some extra credit if you're interested. So I just thought I would put that up there. Oh, I thought there was a hint, sorry. Other than that, oops, we'll go through those later. Keep going through the syllabus here. Oh, any questions so far at all? Anything so far? And I'm going to talk more today in one like long like sprint than I ever will again. So forgive me for that. In terms of like class policy stuff, please try and be here. Try and be on time. I know that's tricky right now. Like power is out, the wind is awful. I feel like the world is kind of a mess right now. So do the best that you can, right? Try and be here on time. Part of college I put on here is preparing for deadlines. You have all the deadlines already on the syllabus. So put them in your calendar, put them in your planner, plan for them. If something comes up, please communicate with me, right? I'm human as well, right? Things are going to happen. If you reach out to me before a deadline, I will do whatever to work with you, right? I'll give you more time if you need it. I'll be very flexible. If you reach out to me after a deadline, it's too late. So that's kind of my one hard rule. Like if you need more time or if something's going on, talk to me, reach out to me before the deadline and we can work together. You will be doing some kind of in-class activities. And in general, if you're here, you can do them. If you miss, you probably will end up missing them. So try and be here as much as you can. I do also record every lecture, and it will be posted on Canvas. So if you miss a class, you can always listen to the lecture, and that way you're not behind. And if I gave a homework assignment, you could probably find out about it and get it done before it's due the next class. So as long as you're kind of following that and you have some people around you that you check in with or email me if you miss, you should be in really good shape. Please don't copy or cheat. There's harsh consequences for both. So just don't do either and then you won't have to worry about it. There's some stuff about Title IX and the smoking policy. I'll let you read over that on your own. So let's go to the next page. We're halfway there. But I want this to be a really like fun and safe environment. There's a lot of you, which makes me so excited. I had such a small abnormal psych class last semester. There were only like 12 people in it. So there's like triple that. I'm so excited about it. But I want this to be a safe place. What that means to me is we're really respectful of each other. And I hope that you share. I hope that you tell me your stories and your comments and your thoughts and your questions. Please try not to talk when I'm talking, just makes it distracting for people around you. Try to be here on time. I don't mind if you have your phone. I don't mind if it's out. I don't mind if it's on. I don't mind if you use it. Mine will always be on. I have 3 kids. There's going to be a day where somebody goes to the emergency room. My mind is somewhere else today. Where somebody goes to the nurse's office. Hopefully not the emergency room. And I'll get a text or a phone call. It's always Paisley. My stomach hurts, so it's because she eats too much. But that's fine. So I don't mind if your phone is on and out. Just try and keep it to a minimum. Obviously, if you're playing on your phone, you're not paying full attention. So try to minimize it as much as you can. You're welcome to take notes with laptops or tablets. That's completely fine. Well, there'll actually even be days like next class where we'll use our phones for like a Kahoot game or different things like that, or research to look up serial killers when we get to not guilty by reason of insanity pleas at the end of the semester. So totally fine if you have phones and technology and all that. There's still people in my partner school who take them. Like I can't even imagine taking your phone. Like I wouldn't give mine up. I'd do that. A couple of other things here, grading and things like that. Your grade for attendance will be based on 10 random 10-point activities. So we'll have little like homework assignments or in-class activities that we'll do. And in general, as I said, if you're here, you can do them. And if you're not, you might miss it unless it was a homework assignment. We'll talk more about those as they come up. But again, please try and be here. If you do miss a class and there was a homework assignment due, you can still email it to me as long as you email it to me before the end of the class that you do. We'll take 3 exams in here. They will be on Canvas. So the exams will be online. I started doing this during COVID and I didn't want to go back. Right. So on exam days, you won't come here. You'll take the exam online during our class time. You can use your notes. You can use your book. There's really no reason you shouldn't do phenomenally on them. My goal with that was to really reduce anxiety. And I know anxiety gets high for exams. So we'll talk about that when they get closer, but you will have 3 tests. They'll be online. You'll always have a study guide so you know what to prepare for. But that's a big part of your grade. Next page here. We're getting close. The last thing for your grade is you will write a paper. And I hope this paper, I know papers aren't fun, but I think this one's kind of interesting. You're going to be taking a character from a movie or a TV show and writing about them, diagnosing them with a mental illness, or you can even argue against them having a mental illness if you want. So you can pick anyone. I've had people do video game characters. I prefer to be like a movie, TV show, or like a video game, right? Something that you have media for. But you'll be writing a paper that's divided into 3 little parts. And diagnosing them. So that's kind of one big paper that you'll have in here. And again, hopefully it's kind of interesting. We'll talk about it a lot and kind of build up to it as we go. And you can see the distribution for your grade. Everything's just based on points. So here's the point breakdown for you right here. So you have it. And then if you have a memo with access, make sure that you have them email it to me or give it to me as soon as you can. That way I can get you all set up for whatever accommodations you might need. I would recommend that you take notes. We're going to talk more about notes next time. And I have a little space here that we'll fill in on Wednesday. So more on that to come, but I would definitely recommend you bring something to take notes for each class. There's some like student tech support. If you need help for different resources, I have a bunch of them on here, like the academic calendar, student services, and a bunch of things like that. And then finally, on the last page, you have our schedule. And we will stick to this as close as possible. You can see we already have a holiday coming up on Monday. We have a nice long weekend coming up, which is nice to be back into the semester. But you can see every chapter that we're going to cover, when the assignments are due, when the exams are, when our spring break is, all of that kind of fun stuff. So you can plan for all of that now. Not a bad idea to put those things like in your calendar or planner or whatnot. And as I said, we'll stick to this pretty well. We might get a little ahead or behind, but you can kind of use this as a good guideline of what we'll cover and when. Right? Are there any other questions? Anything about the syllabus for now? Anything about the book, what you need to get or not get, or any of that kind of stuff? Yeah.
Would an ebook be okay?
Totally. Yeah, whatever format you want. And another side note, you don't need to bring it to class every day. Like, if there's a day that you need it, I'll let you know. But if you get the ebook or the print copy, any of them are fine. Whatever's cheapest and works for you is fine. $6, that's exciting, right? Yeah. Yeah. Is there? Huh. Okay, when you click on this one here. Okay, there shouldn't be. I'll double check it. But I also put it on Canvas so that you could click on it a little bit easier. But I'll double check. It's brand new, so they're probably still working out some bugs. But thank you for letting me know. I'll double check it. Anything else for the moment? I'll ask you again on Wednesday, but just anything. All right. So I do this every class. and I know you're not gonna be happy with me, and that's okay. It's super important. I'm gonna have you introduce yourselves, right? And I know that that's awful. Some of you just had that like, ugh, look, right? And I was so one of those students, if you had told me 10, 20 years ago that I'd be a teacher, I would have laughed at you. I hate public speaking. Hate it. It makes me so nervous. Would you guess that as a teacher? Probably not, right? But I hate it, especially doing one when I don't know any of you yet. Makes me nervous. So I understand. What I want you to do, and you don't have to get up, it's just from your seat. I'm going to start here with you, so you can be ready. All I want you to say is your name, something, or see your name, your major if you have one, and I won't hold you to it. You're welcome to change it later. And your favorite food or restaurant. Let's keep it low stakes, right? Favorite food or restaurant. So name, major if you have one, and your favorite food or restaurant. And again, right? It's not too bad. It'll be really quick. But I want you to have the opportunity to feel comfortable in speaking. So I'm gonna start with you, and again, you don't have to get up, just those three things. We'll start at the back.
I can say my daughter's cooking.
Nice. Very sweet. I like it.
Hi, my name is Amber. I'm also a psychology student. I would say my favorite food is taco. Hi, my name is Esther. So I'm actually a gap year from Occidental College. So my major is cognitive science and then my major is neuroscience. Teaching these classes is over. But my favorite food is
Okay.
Hey, I'm Cameron. I'm a psychology major. I love sushi. My favorite food I've ever eaten was that bear.
I'm not old then.
My name is Alex. I don't really know about my major yet. I think music, I'm not sure. And my favorite food is probably either sushi or In-N-Out.
All right. Good choices.
My name is Cheryl and my major is psychology and I'm also a psych major and their food is my pie and it's regular food.
That's fair. You don't have to. It's all right.
My name is Scarlett. I majored in psychology also, and my favorite food is probably
We had a lot of sushi and pasta so far,
Right.
right? And now we know where to go to eat if we have to go somewhere. Yeah.
My name is Daniela. I'm 8 and I think it's really pasta.
Nice, nice.
Hi, my name is Alton. I'm majoring in psychology, and my favorite food is probably like a ribeye
Nice.
steak.
All right. All right. Then we'll go back there and then work our way up. Nice.
My major is communication disorders. And I would say my favorite food right now is presenting something.
Yeah, those are delicious. Good. You're like, yes, let's go. Right. Yeah.
restaurant is place in Beverly, 48 steak.
Mhm.
It's like, it's incredible, pricey, so, I love when the parents pay.
I like it. All right. Mhm. Mhm.
Sam, I'm actually double majoring in psychology and philosophy right now,
Nice.
and I would say my favorite food is homemade eggplant parmesan.
Oh, all right.
My name is Alfredo. I'm also a psychology major. I would say my favorite food is coffee.
Nice.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Miguel. I'm from the Philippines, and I have a bachelor's in exercise science from Psyched, but now I'm just taking the rest of my requirements here at my park.
Okay.
My favorite food is probably burrito.
Nice. Nice. We'll go in the back.
My name's Jason. I'm a law major and my favorite food is probably chicken casserole curry.
My name is I'm also a psych major, and it's in my favorite restaurant. It's the sushi with LA Hospital Village.
Okay. Nice. I've heard of it, but I've never been.
It's so good.
Oh,
It's
weekend trip on the long weekend, right?
My name is Lucy. I'm a second major. Station in LA. It's like rotating. It's so good.
Okay. Okay.
My name is Jacqueline. I'm also a psychology major. Everyone said it, but my favorite food is sushi.
It's not right. It's the class food, right? If we had a food for our class, right?
I'm Abriel. I am majoring in psychology, and my favorite food is I'm a sucker for some good garlic knots.
Nice. Nice. All right.
Place in Westlake, Fresh Brothers.
Oh, I love Fresh Brothers. I didn't mean to say that out loud, sorry. I love Fresh Brothers, though. They have good pizza. And then there's a cupcake place right next to it, so you can't go wrong, yeah.
It's so good.
We always go there, we get books, and then we get pizza, and then we get cupcakes and go home, right? It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. I know I didn't give you a choice, but thank you for sharing. My goal with that is you survived doing it. You know you can talk, you did it once, I hope you do it again, right? You don't want mine to be the only voice that you hear, right? There's so many of you, and again, like I said, I'm excited to have you all here. I guarantee each one of you knows somebody that you either suspect has a mental illness or you know has a mental illness, right? I hope that you share questions and stories and everything as we go along. Please ask questions, participate. I want to hear your voices. It just makes it richer. And I look forward to that. So you know you can do it. You did it once. Please keep doing it as we go through the semester. A few other things that I want to go through while I have you. They want us to still go over health protocols. So obviously if you're sick, if you're super sick, stay home, right? If you're a little bit sick and it's not bad, that's your own judgment. But if you are like visibly, obviously like super sick, just stay home. As I mentioned, I am recording all the lectures, so you have access to it, even if you weren't here. And that's the second bullet here. Consider reaching out to a classmate for notes. Again, we'll talk more about that on Wednesday. But if you do miss, your classmates and your peers are your best resource for notes. If there was a homework assignment, you can still email it to me. But obviously, if you're not feeling well, for your own benefit and everyone else's, please do stay home. Hopefully, we don't have any like unexpected things that happen, this semester with, all the different things that are out there at the moment between the bird flu and then all the other things that are coming up. So just take care of yourselves. And again, if you're not feeling great, go ahead and stay home. Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah. As long as it's not a group activity. Okay, so the group activities are really difficult to recreate, but some of them can still be done kind of on your own. So yeah, email me. If you're not going to make it, let me know. And then if it is something you can make up, I will send it to you. Of course, yeah. Yes. Oh yeah, no, on the weekend, in the evening, yeah, I check my email pretty frequently. So usually I would say within a couple of hours, you'll hear back from me. It might be a little longer, like in the evening or weekend, but I still do check it. Was there another hand over here somewhere? Okay. Let's see, what else do I have here? There's 2 apps that I would definitely recommend that you download. This is totally up to you, but if you bring your phone or like technology with you, Canvas. Obviously, we'll be using Canvas. Everything is set up on there. I'm going to show you that in a minute. And then we will do a couple of Kahoot games. We'll actually do one next class. And so if you have the ability to download both of these free apps, that would be great. You don't have to, but it definitely will make your life just a little bit easier. So try and download those if you can. I want to show you Canvas really quickly. How many of you have been on our Canvas page? That's amazing. You didn't need to, but this is our Canvas page. It is all set up. Can I tell you the very perfectionist part of me cannot stand that these aren't even. So I'm so sorry if that gives you a little bit of anxiety or whatnot. I have tried to fix it so many times. If you know how to fix that, come talk to me, right? But this is our Canvas page. I will send out announcements on here. So you can set up your notifications that if I send out an announcement, it'll text you or email you. Make sure you do set that up. So if I have to cancel class for some reason, I will let you know ahead of time as much as I can. And it'll go out as an announcement. So really important to have those notifications set. All of our kind of information is on here. If you click on modules, for example, you can see the syllabus, the textbook information, all the stuff about our diagnosis paper with some samples. Study guides are on here. Campus resources are on here. And then all of the PowerPoint slides that we'll cover all semester are also on here, right? So there's a lot of stuff on Canvas that's already set up. And then as we go through, I will post our recordings right here as well. So definitely a good place to kind of use and utilize. Our exams will be taken on here. Your grades can be found on here as well. So definitely something that you probably want to kind of become familiar with if you're not already. Biggest thing for now, probably set up those notifications so that if I send you a message, you are getting it. Questions about Canvas? Anything else here? No? Okay. So let me go back to my slides here. So one more thing, and then we'll do a little candy activity because it's time for candy. It's past 9. It's prime candy time at this point. One last thing. So hopefully we don't need these things, but I do post a lot of videos on YouTube. So I have a YouTube channel, Psyched with Setmire. And so it might not be a bad idea to find me on there. The lecture videos, whenever I can, I'll post them on there. So it's just easier platform for you to watch them on than Canvas. If we ever have to go virtual, I don't even want to say that, but if it ever happens, I do a lot of live streams on Twitch for my classes, just because it's kind of a fun, modern platform. So you could find me on both of these platforms if you have the opportunity. And then, as I mentioned, make sure to set those notifications so that you're getting them. All right, with that, let's do a little, I like this activity because it's very low stakes. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Oh, it's okay. I just wanted to know, there's still a bathroom.
Yes, yeah, so if you go out the door, it's right in the middle of the courtyard. Yeah, and you're welcome, obviously, to go. You don't ever have to ask me as a side note. If you need to leave, you're always welcome to step out and come back. That's totally fine. So let's do, we're gonna do this little getting to know you bingo activity. And I do this in all my classes. I think it's kind of a nice icebreaker. I mean, we already know that sushi and pasta are kind of the overwhelming and psych majors. But other than that, this will give you a chance to kind of interact with people in a low stakes way. So I'm gonna hand this out to you. And I just want you to fill out line number 1 of every single box. So just line in. So just line number 1, and these are things about you and your life. If you don't know the answer, you can just write, I don't know, and you can leave it blank. So the first one says, what is the name of the last movie you saw in the theater? Mine would be Wicked. I've seen it 3 times. My kids are obsessed. I have heard the song Defying Gravity more times than I care to, but that's okay. Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, we're waiting on an answer from Sloan as well.
Now you get lots of sandwiches.
Oh, I'm so excited for sandwiches.
I think there's a couple of pencils up here.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so line number 1. So just fill out line 1. I'm a Gemini, so I'm always torn between 2 things. If you're torn between 2 things, you can write them both. That's fine. But best of your ability, just answer each line number 1. I'll give you a couple of minutes. Oh, thank you. Bless you. And again, if you're not sure, you can write that or you write to whatever comes in your mind. Seconds or so, then I'll explain what's next. Okay, and if you're still writing, that's fine, go ahead and keep filling out, but what we'll do from here is you're going to try to find people in the room who wrote the same thing as you on line number 1. Line number 2 will be their name. So if you go up to somebody and you have the same thing on line number 1 or close, if it's close, that's fine. Write their name on line number 2, and then you capture that square. So if you get 5 across or down or diagonal, and I give you a free space in the middle, you have bingo. You can come up here and get a piece of candy from me. You can yell it if you're really excited, or just come tell me one or the other. We'll go till we get about like 10-ish of them, or, you know, enough time has passed and we're kind of stalled out. One last rule, you can only get 1 square per person. So if you walk up to somebody and you have everything in common, like you should become best friends, but 1 square, right? So if you have the same thing on line 1, write their name on line 2, and then you have to square. Once you get bingo, come up and let me know. And I have some candy that you can grab. So you can start with the people around you, but eventually you might need to get up and wander around. I hope you do that. But go ahead, see if you can get a bingo. Let me know when you have one.
It's really good, but like, you know, it's compromise it. You compromise.
That's cute. I love it. Oh no, let's go. We go there once a month. Oh wow, okay, you win. You have good garlic now. I like the Jesus pizza.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I was like, I recognize your face. Sorry, man. So why not?
I can refill you. Nice to meet you too.
I know. I'm sorry. You're so cute. You'll be my good luck, Jack. I like it.
Heck yeah.
Oh, I see.
Oh, no.
Okay, you know what? I'll make sure I'm not.
Oh, yes.
I know, there's so many like liars everywhere. Oh, you're fine.
I'll wait.
It's very nice. I just found out that I have
You have the same thought we were watching. Awesome. So you have big thoughts, awesome. Okay, so oh look, I can help you with one. And then one more that
Oh, Breaking Bad, gotta go find close. Bro, practically the same. You don't fight.
I know,
No.
Sorry, I'm only standing.
I got two big guns.
Oh, wow.
Well-
Grab two.
Bingo, bingo. All right.
All right, like one more minute.
You got it.
Bingo? Excellent. All right, if you have bingo, come on up. Otherwise, go ahead and take a seat. If you have bingo, come on up.
Sorry.
I don't want to take it from you. Lots of people. We had 9 people, which is great. If you're really sad that you didn't get candy, I always have too much candy in my office. So come find me. You can at least say hi. But if you say hi, you can. Okay. My kids come to my office for candy. That's all they care about when they come. They're like, "Do you have candy?" I'm like, "Well, you know I do." But yeah. But I have an office downstairs. If you ever come meet with me, I always have. So a couple of things, you can hold on to that or get rid of it. You're not turning it in or anything. But I just have I have 3 things left. So a couple of notes, your little homework assignment. As I mentioned, I love this class. I mean, I love all my classes, but this one to me has that special spot of being the one that really made me love psychology. And I have a lot of like experience related to this, so it's really nice to be able to bring it in. I'm very laid back, as I think you can probably see. I'm laid back. I have a bad tendency of sharing whatever's on my mind. Hopefully it makes me endearing and not obnoxious. I do hope that you're here, right? I really hope that you come. Attendance is important to me, right? Because we do a lot in class. I'd love you to be here if you can, so please try and make that effort. Every class, what we'll do typically is I'll lecture with PowerPoint slides. As you saw, the PowerPoint slides are already on Canvas, so you can kind of get an idea of what to expect. In a beautiful, ideal academic world, you would have read the chapter before we cover it. Now that's like the ideal gold standard. Okay, so in like reality, at least maybe open it up, flip through it, kind of get an idea of what we're going to cover. I hope you're reading the book. I'm not going to cover everything, so that's where the book really becomes helpful. And we'll fill in some of those gaps. I hope you take notes. We'll talk a little bit more about that, as I said, on Wednesday. We will do a lot of little activities, and I'm a big fan of bringing in like pop culture clips of things. So whenever I see something in the media, I'm like, oh, that's a great example. I'm going to share it with you. And as a side note, if you ever have an example that's great, please send it to me. You are way more tapped into pop culture than I will ever be, unless it's like something that targets 10 and 12-year-olds because of my kids. So if you ever have a good example, email it to me, share it with me, and if we have time, I'll share it with all of you. So I typically like to break things up with little activities and video clips and things to, rather than just talking the whole time. We'll do lots of little group activities in here as well. As I mentioned, the lectures will be recorded. I'm not going to cover everything. So please do, as I said, be reading through the book, be using Canvas. Make sure you have that set so that you can get all my communications. And I hope we have a really fun class. I feel like we have great energy in here. I'm already really excited about it. I think I've said that like 6 times. I'll try not to say it again, but I am excited. The other thing that I want to give you is in order to help me learn your names, I am horrible with names. And in my defense, I learned like 3 years ago that I have something called aphantasia. I don't know if any of you've heard of it before. I didn't know I had this. I've spent my entire life not knowing that I have this. I can't picture things in my mind. And so I can't picture faces. So I struggle really badly to put faces and names together. It sounds like an excuse, but I learned this a few years ago. And so this helps me a little bit. So what I'm going to give you is an index card. If you lose this card, any card will do. But I wanted to make sure I start you off with one. This is your first 10-point activity. So please try and do this. I'm going to collect it from you Wednesday. And you're welcome to go ahead and start filling it out now, if you would like to. Yeah. You don't have to write that on there, yeah. So if you don't have either, that's fine. And hopefully we never need either. After COVID, I feel like I was always like thinking 15 steps ahead. But if you don't have it, you don't have to write. You can just write that.
Well, I have YouTube.
Right. That's okay, no worries. Okay, so you can format this however you would like. I gave you kind of an example of how I might do it. A lot of people also will put their picture on the back and then the text on the front. Doesn't matter, but the goal with this is to help me learn your name. If you want it back at the end of the semester, I'd be happy to give it back to you. But your name, give me a picture of yourself. If there's more than one person in the picture, just like an arrow or circle yourself or something like that. If you're on Twitch and YouTube and you find me on those platforms, put your name. If not, you can leave that part blank. That's okay. Something fun or interesting about yourself, whatever you would like to share. And then why you were taking the class. Be honest, right? What is it that brings you here? So I'll collect this from you on Wednesday. This is your first 10 points. And if you forget, these slides are on Canvas, or you're welcome to take a picture of it. But again, you can format it kind of however you would like. So before I see you on Wednesday, I still have to take attendance, but before I see you, don't forget to try and get the book or get it ordered, whichever version of it you can do. Find me on those platforms if you want to download the Kahoot and Canvas apps, if you're able, because we will use Kahoot next class, just as a heads up. And other than that, let me take attendance and then we will call it a day. And I will tell you, just to be like completely honest, I always feel so bad taking attendance because I'm going to mess up somebody's name and it'll make me feel horrible. But as a name, with a name like Elisa, you can imagine how many bad first days of school I've had. I get everything Elsa. I get a lot of Elsa ever since graduating. Or Elijah if they think I'm male. But I've gotten like everything. So if I mispronounce your name, please correct me. I'll work on it, I promise. And if you prefer to go by something else, let me know that too, so that I can make a note. Okay, so I'll go through these and then, okay, Alton,
Here.
Miguel.
Hi.
Amy. Jason. Ashley. Casey. Lily. Viviana. Ariana.
Here.
Stephanie. Right there? Okay, I can't guarantee I'll stay right next to it, but I got it today, okay. I practiced these, but I don't know if I'm practicing these correctly, right? Lloyd. Here. Macy. Cheryl. Here. Martha. Jackie. Here. Sam. Sam and Calvin. Wait, a couple of Sams. Esther.
Here.
Oh, Esther Kim. Angelina. Scarlett. Daniela. Jake. Alex.
Here.
Chloe. Jordan. Isabella. Etty.
Here.
Donna.
Here.
Sarah. Sarah Rios. Yeah, okay. Sam Rios. Cameron.
Here.
Alfredo.
Here.
Jamie. Here. Samantha. Lucy.
Here.
Amber.
Here.
And Jen. Jenna? Okay, if I didn't call your name, I'm checking with you. Otherwise, stay safe. There's supposed to be more wind. I'm tired of thinking, right? So more wind these next few days. Stay safe. Don't forget these few things, and I'll see you all on Wednesday.
There was something I got it when I went up to Humboldt
Yeah.
and I,
Here's your pencil.
Oh, thank you.
and I meant to bring it last semester.
Oh,
but I
okay.
definitely forgot.